Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be my budgeting video for my paycheck from today, July the 16th. Look at me being all on the ball and getting it done on the same day. Woohoo! Gold star for me. So apparently my writing is going to be messy today. Okay, so my starting balance. I already did some errands today, so the balance is a little bit lower to start with than normal, but I'll adjust for that spending farther down the list. So I'm starting with $1,217.53. I'm going to take out part of rent. $825.03. Okay, so I took out part of rent, so I'm left with $825.03. Next thing is going to be my student loan. And then my savings challenge. I wonder if the camera is picking up the noise that's happening. If you're hearing a weird kind of whirring, whizzing noise, it's the washing machine on spin cycle. If you're not hearing it, then just ignore me. Okay, so I'm at $722.03. I recalculated my sinking funds yet again because my car insurance, sorry to think about that for a second, my car insurance was paid, which means of course it depleted that sinking fund, but not all the way because my car insurance was cheaper than I was expecting. So then I recalculated for how much I now need to be putting aside every paycheck to have that fully funded in time for next year's car insurance renewal. So now my sinking funds are $176.01. 1 penny. I hate math. So, I mean, you would think I would just round up, but for some reason when I did all the calculating out, I did not round up, and now I have 1 penny. And I'm also back to having more that I'm funding versus more that are fully funded, if that makes sense. Depending on where I am in the year, depends on which of those two lists is bigger. I much prefer it when the fully funded list is larger. Makes me feel slightly more accomplished somehow. Okay, so for food, I already did my grocery shopping for today. Okay, so July 16. I splurged a bit on some stuff, so I spent $60.71 total. And I normally put $160 aside for food, etc. So I'm going to go 160 minus 60.71, $99.29. So that's what I'll put in here. Food and other. Now I also went for dinner with a friend, and I'm trying to decide. I usually just sort of assume I'm going to have a bit of a safety net, and on the rare occasions that I go out with somebody for, like, say dinner, I just kind of pull it from there. I don't budget that really. I used to put money aside every paycheck for like fun stuff, and that's where that would come in from. But with COVID, I stopped creating that as like a section in my budget because I was literally going nowhere, as was the rest of the world. Now I'm thinking I'm going to have to start bringing that back in because where I am anyways, things are opening up. You can do stuff. Somebody went to the movies the other day, which for some reason blows my mind. I can't imagine being comfortable in a movie theater yet. But you know, there it is. People are doing stuff. So now I need to make sure that I have money to be able to do stuff. So I'm wondering, for something like a dinner, like I went out to tonight, if I should be counting that as coming from like my food and other fund, because it is technically food, and so I didn't eat from my kitchen. And I don't know, do you see what I mean? Like, do I count it as a fun thing, or as like a food thing? I'll figure it out. I think before I did it as a food, or sorry, not as a food, as a fun thing. Like I had like a fund/fund, and that's where I would have pulled that money out from. It took a long time to build that up though, because I didn't have a lot of spare money to just be tossing into another sinking fund that was basically for me to whittle it away on entertainment value. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking now. Ignore me. Gas prices are still unbelievable, so I'm pulling out $250. So right now I'm sitting at $196.73. I'm gonna gamble a little bit. My cell phone bill hasn't come through yet. I mean, I know how much it'll be. It's the same amount all the time, but it hasn't come through yet. So I don't technically have it on this list to pay. And it's usually due either somewhere around the end of the month, or depending on just sort of where things fall. Lately, it's being due like somewhere within the first 3 days of the next month, and my next paycheck will come right at the end of this month. So I'm kind of assuming that my cell phone bill, when it comes through as being due, is going to be due for somewhere within the very beginning of next month. So I'm not pulling it out from this particular budget so that I can make a larger payment onto my Visa. Just wait, it'll end up that I gambled incorrectly, and this is going to bite me in the ass. But that's why I leave a safety net. So my safety net is $96.73. I'm going to leave it there. If that cell phone bill does end up being due, it'll be like 72 something like that. So I do have enough in the safety net to pay it off. It'll just mean that my safety net will go from $96.73 down to like $30 ish, something like that, which is uncomfortable. But if that does happen, it'll happen so close to my next payday that I think I can make it. We're gonna play the odds here, people. So, cross fingers for me I haven't screwed this up. I did decide from last paycheck that I am going to cancel my gym membership, because let's just face it, I'm not going. I'm a lazy human. It's not happening. I'm doing stuff outside of the gym. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to call them tomorrow to find out what I have to do, if they need it written, if I need to return the fob. I have no idea. But I'm going to do that, and then that means I won't have that $50.40 coming out every month, which will be lovely, especially since I'm looking at purchasing a vehicle, and I'm terrified of car payments and having another bill, although it's a hybrid, and the whole reason I'm looking at it is because I drive an SUV, and my commute to work is eating up a ton of money for gas. And what's scary is that the car payments for what I'm looking at is cheaper bi-weekly than what I'm spending on gas for my current vehicle. So yeah, but I don't know how to do all of this. I don't know how to sell my vehicle. I've only ever had really old vehicles that I've traded in and been grateful if they gave me anything. But I need a bare minimum amount to be the trade-in value for my vehicle. Do you know what I mean? Like for like the money to work. And I don't know, I feel like they're going to see me and be like, oh, that's a sucker, we can con her. And I'm going to get screwed over somewhere in this process. So I'm a little nervous, but I will figure that out. Maybe I'll come back with a funny car dealership story. Who knows? If any of you have tips on how to sell a current vehicle, or how to move insurance from a vehicle that is currently insured to a new vehicle that you buy, like, do I have to redo all my insurance? Because I just paid that. And that seems especially mean of the system. I don't know. But you see what I mean? I'm pondering all these things that I never really thought about before. So I'm going to go and Google and stop blathering in your ear. This is the budget. I will fill in the bottom part with my sinking funds. Here, I think I can show you really quick. Yeah, I can. I'll just cover like the account numbers. Can you see that? I think you can see that. So these are my sinking funds that are currently having money put into them. And then these are my fully funded sinking funds. So my car insurance, I'm now putting in $51.67 per paycheck to have it back up to fully funded by next July. And then I'm still doing my Microsoft, my BCAA, and then these three will never end. So this one is sort of a combo. It was my dragon boating sinking fund, but then dragon boating stopped because of COVID, but now it's started again, but there's no races or anything happening, so I don't really need money for it right now, but eventually I will. So But because that had stopped, I turned it into like that present fund I talked about a couple videos ago. Yeah, so I put 20 bucks per paycheck into that. And then I put 40 bucks per paycheck into a travel fund, because, you know, that's going to happen again. I'm determined. And then my emergency fund has 50 bucks in it. So yeah, those are the ones that I'm funding. And then my fully funded ones are my Norton, my WordPress, and my tenant insurance. So see this list. I like it better when this list is nice and long and this one is short. Because, you know, now my new total is super high. Well, not super high. It was much worse before. It's just higher than what it has been for the past couple paychecks. So it seems high. And yeah, didn't I say I was going and I was going to stop blathering in your ear? I do this to you every time. So sorry, guys. Okay, so that is the budget. I hope you guys are having an absolutely lovely day, that you are safe where you are. You know, there's all kinds of crazy things happening right now. So just do your best to be safe, to take care of you and those around you. I will talk to you again in a couple weeks. Yeah, have a good one. Bye.